What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to the R&D show. Happy Friday. Y'all made it through the whole week. Pat yourself on the back because you are here. You made it through a work week. Now it's time to rest, relax, restore, rejuvenate so you can be ready for Monday. Hopefully, majority of y'all have the weekends off, but if not, enjoy your weekend by any means necessary, even if you have to work. So I wanted to get back in here because my last video sparked some great debates and conversations on social media, and I think it was it was because of the snippet that I did. So if you don't get the full context of the video and you're just going off a snippet, then you're only left with responding to that snippet of what I posted. And so I'm gonna be very clear. I never said Marvin Sapp said lock the door. That's not what I said. When I was speaking in general about lock the door, close the door, lock the door, holding people hostage, I combined everything that feels like takes place during offering. Some people have aggressive ways of trying to make sure that they reach their goal and whatever that goal is. Now, could he have insinuated lock the door? Absolutely. Why do I say that? Without him even saying it, he had a tone and an energy behind what he was saying. And he himself came out today and even said some have taken issue with a particular moment when I instructed the ushers rather firmly to close the doors during the offering. To those unfamiliar with the church context or who may not regularly attend worship gatherings, this has been, misinterpreted as holding people hostage as well as offensive. That was never my intent. So if everybody is receiving it that way, then that was your intent. If everyone is receiving it that way and that's their interpretation, and this is why there's outrage, because clearly there was some intention behind your firmness. You didn't have to say lock the door, but the way that you told the ushers to close the door and pretty much don't let nobody out, you're holding people hostage, and you might as well have said lock the door so nobody gets out until I get this $40,000. So semantics, cool. If you want to focus on word, cool. But at the end of the day, the antics diminishes the message. His behavior diminished the message. There was a way to do things without it becoming viral like it is in a negative way. There was a way to have that conversation, and there's a way to be like, hey, we want to try to raise as much money as we can on tonight, so give what you can. Not we gonna raise this $40,000, and now you have to come back and rebuttal and try to put a little bit more onto it to make it to soften the blow of what people received it as a spiritual blow, because that's what it was. And another thing that's crazy is some of the verbiage that I did use, he used in his response. When he's like, it's not manipulation, it's not this, it's not that. Those are the things that I said that it was, because that's what it feels like. And it's not just him. I was speaking in general. I'm speaking about my experiences when it comes to offering or the big give. Some churches have this big give where they have somebody come in and tell about all these lavish things that they have in their life, and now it goes on to, if you want these same things, you got to give $5,000, you got to give $1,000. Listen, if you grew up in church, and this is somebody that attends church and has grown up in church, so I'm not a person that's just guessing or thinking, this is my experience. So as a person who actively goes to church still and actively see these things happening still in 2025, my thing is this. I'm not naive. I understand that bills have to be paid. I understand that the lights have to be left on. I understand that there are still needs of the church, and our offering helps fund those needs, right? But at the same time, this is what my issue is. Let's say at this convention there was a need, whatever that need was, they wanted it to be fulfilled on this night. I too may have a need. Sister Brown may have a need. Brother Carlton may have a need. Sister Smith may have a need. Can Sister Smith, Brother Brown, Brother Carlton go up in front of the church and say, I need $20,000 by February 10th. I need $300,000 trying to get this new house. Everybody give $1,000. Ushers, close the doors until we get that $1,000. Oh, my rent is due, so I'm gonna need a good $5,000, and I need everybody to stop moving until I get that $5,000 because rent is due. I gotta pay rent. Do we have the same privilege to do and to have the same type of ask that you do? If this is the order of operation, can we do the same thing? Can we do the same thing? Are those doors open for us to go in and ask as well? I need $40,000. I got stuff that I need to get done in my life. You know, I'm trying to build this, I'm trying to start that. I got to get this, I got to get that. I'm going to need $40,000 by the end of the night. Can I have the same request? And so my thing is, if we all get to have the same type of request when in our time of need or when we're trying to reach a financial goal, do we have that same privilege? Is it okay for us to do the same thing? And I know some girl had got in my comments, she was like, a lot of that is taken out of context. Some of the videos was put together in certain ways, taken out of context, this, that, and the other. We're trying to raise money for, she's saying that they're trying to raise money for a parking area, a parking lot or something like that. He didn't even say that. He said that he's at a convention and he's over, let me get the verbiage right. Let's see. Because he said that he's at a convention. She said, I'm at an international. So recently a clip has gone viral of me challenging 2,000 individuals virtually and in person to plant a seed of $20 during an international gathering, is what he said. Held at a convention center with over 4,000 people in attendance that evening, plus virtual viewers. In that same moment, I also challenged leadership to lead by example, sowing $100. That evening, I personally gave much more. The truth is, when finances are being received in any worship gathering, it is one of the most vulnerable and exposed. Sir, no. That's not the truth. I have never, in all of my years of going to church, the doors need to be closed, do not walk. Now, altar call is a totally different thing because that's reverence, that's a different type of respect, that's a different type of attention that's needed. That's totally different. Altar call is different. But offering, I've never heard that before. You can't walk, you need to do this, it's sacred, it's that and other. I've never heard that before. Because at the same time, people are walking and giving. People are all over the place doing altar call. People are coming in and going out. People use the bathroom during that time. People come back. People are seeing. There's a lot going on during. So you can't say during offering time, now all of a sudden finances are being received in worship gatherings is one of the most vulnerable and exposed times for both the finance and security teams. Movement during this sacred exchange can be distracting and at times even risky. No, I'm not saying that what you're saying, that there may not be any truth in what you're saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is perfect timing. Now, this is protocol. I have never, in all of my Church of God in Christ years, and even my non-denomination and even my Baptist, whatever case, I've never heard that before or seen that before. But during altar call, absolutely. Usher, stop everybody. Nobody should be moving. This is altar call. This is the time. Absolutely. Why is it so tough to hold people accountable? Like, that's interesting to me. Why are certain people having such a hard time? They can focus on certain semantics and be like, but I never said, Marvin Sapp said lock the doors. No, I was speaking in general combined with the things that he said. So even if that's the case, if you listen to his tone, and he even says himself, I firmly gave directive to close the door. Okay. So what are you insinuating? Because a firm close the door sometimes is don't let nobody out. And how do you not let nobody out? You lock them in. You don't let them go out. Either way, all of this was wrong. No matter how you twist it or spin it, whatever the case may be, wrong is wrong. The man was wrong at the end of the day. He was wrong. And then on the flip side of that, this is what I love. This is another thing that I love about religious people, or people that only use the Bible for their convenience or to justify their actions. He then goes and says, in 1 Chronicles 29, we find a powerful moment where David, preparing for the building of the temple, challenges the people to give. He starts by giving of his own treasure over and above what he had already set aside. Then he calls on the leaders to do the same. What happened next? The people gave willingly and generously. In fact, they gave so much that a record was kept of each gift, and ultimately David had to tell the people to stop giving because the need had been exceeded. I wish he would have stopped at the part that said, the people gave willingly and generously. Willingly and willingly. There's a difference between giving from your heart willingly and being a generous giver and almost feeling like you have to because close the doors. We need that $40,000 tonight. There's 1,000 people in here and 1,000 online, and 20 people, all people need to give $20 so that we get. That's totally different. That's pressure. That contradicts what you did that night, sir. Like that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. And that's all that I'm saying. Again, I don't think Marvin Sapp is a bad person. And this is not to attack him, but this is to bring more light and shed more light to the ways of some churches that do things that make people feel uncomfortable, but nobody talks about it. They talk around it, but nobody challenges, is the word, challenges these pastors to do better and to maybe find other ways of doing things. Y'all can challenge us, but we can't challenge y'all because now we're wrong. Now we don't know nothing about church. Sir, I have been in church my entire life. My grandmother, who's my best friend, was a pastor. Her sisters, pastors or pastors' wives. My uncles, pastors. Everybody got their own church. I am the definition of a kid that grew up in church, period, point blank. Church is in me. That's how I know. You don't have to be in the building. Church is in you. I grew up Church of God in Christ, and I am thankful for that. But at the same time, there were a lot of things that we were conditioned to believe that either hurt us, set us back, kept us in bondage, fear, and I can go on for 40 days and 40 nights. Spiritual manipulation is real. That stuff is real. So Don't tell me that what I'm saying doesn't hold weight and value when I've experienced it. We're all entitled to our own opinions. Be respectful in your opinion, because we're all entitled to it. Everybody's gonna have something to say, and it's all gonna be different opinions. It's how you say it. And again, I'm not here to bash or attack. I'm just holding somebody accountable. Like, you could have done this a different way. And clearly you're understanding, and hopefully you will approach offerings a different way. And you will allow the people to give what is on their heart to give. Because that's how it's supposed to be done. And that's all I was saying. That's it. That's how it's supposed to be done. So let me know your thoughts and how you feel about it. Moving on. Breezy. Chris Brown just announced Breezy Bowl, his first stadium tour. So here's the thing. I am excited for Chris Brown. I think that this is the opportunity that I feel like Usher missed, but I think Usher also wanted a more intimate. And I always say that because Usher, now you did 6 shows at State Farm Arena. Like you could have just been in the stadium, like at the end of the day. But I think also it takes a lot of time and effort to put together a stadium tour. And with Usher being in an intimate residency, I think he wanted to keep that same feel, and that's why he didn't, because he's more than capable of doing it. I mean, he kept doing 3 and 4 shows every city he went to, 6 shows in Atlanta. But I love the fact that Chris Brown has taken this opportunity to celebrate himself for one, 20 years in the music industry, but also celebrate the fact that even if I never get to play a Super Bowl stadium, I'm playing my own stadiums on my own world tour. That is a beautiful thing, to even get to that level in your career as a black man, because I feel like is he gonna be the first black man pop and R&B artist like Michael Jackson to actually do a stadium tour? I can't think of another, because I cannot think of another pop and or R&B male artist, black, that has done a stadium tour since Michael Jackson. Either way, this is a big deal, and hats off to Chris Brown for again believing in himself. And like, y'all don't have to give me the Breezy Bowl, during the Super Bowl. I'm a Breezy Bowl on tour, my own stadium tour. That's a huge deal. I've always enjoyed Chris Brown, and there was a time where I kind of stopped supporting him, and that was after his incident with Usher, because I just feel like Usher has always given him his flowers. And so the disrespect was not needed, especially from someone that's always poured into you, believed in you, and things of that nature, uplifted you, valued you, and you found a way to disrespect a legend. That was something I did not like. And so that kind of pushed me away from him. But I've always given him his flowers as far as who he is as an artist and where he is, how he's relevant today in his career still, where so many are still trying or have fallen off. And I don't like to compare. I said this before. There's Usher and there's Chris Brown. And what I love about it is there's always going to be legends in the making, right? So we have Michael Jackson, who was a legend. Usher was a legend in the making. He's now a legend. Chris Brown, legend in the making. Now he's a legend. And there'll be someone else, hopefully, that comes. So there's a teacher, student, teacher, and then another student. So at the end of the day, everybody has to be a student of somebody. Everybody has to be a teacher. And I love the fact that Chris Brown is a teacher. He's now a legend, and he's doing it his way. And that's to be celebrated. And I kind of wish that the same type of love that I see going around, because he has a huge fan base. And I think that's a beautiful thing, that the fans have continued to stay on this ride with Chris Brown, because Chris Brown makes great music. Like I said, you cannot deny that talent. Nobody is perfect. He made some mistakes. We all do. So what happened in his past is his past. My thing is, this older Chris Brown who disrespected a legend for no reason, like that's what I didn't like. But I do value Chris Brown. And I have no problem. I've seen Chris Brown, I think, 1 or 2 times in concert. And I didn't enjoy it as much. There's plenty of reasons why. I just felt like when I went to the party tour, was the last one I went to. He did a whole lot of lip singing, and it was more of like a dance talent show instead of like, a concert. So maybe now he's doing more singing and giving me more of what I expect when I come to a concert, which is a live overall performance. So I wouldn't mind going to go see him at Mercedes-Benz Stadium during the Breezy Bowl, because I love this for him. And that's such a good look, and that's a beautiful thing. So the summer's gonna be lit. You got the Cowboy Carter tour with Beyonce. That's a stadium tour. Another black woman who is doing amazing things. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have too many black artists that are elevating on this level of an Usher, a Beyonce, of a Chris Brown. You got SZA, you got Kendrick Lamar. You don't have too many black artists that are elevating on a stadium type of level when it comes to touring. That's a huge deal. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of time and effort. That's a lot of ticket sales. That's a huge fan base. That is a huge deal in the experience. I'm telling you, if you've never been to a stadium tour, go. Because the experience, the overall experience in the building is a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful to like celebrate these amazing people, because we don't have too many. We don't have too many black artists that are on this platform like this, on this level. And it's not about worshiping them. It's not about selling your soul. It's not about Illuminati. It's not about anything. It's about recognizing greatness when you see it and giving someone flowers, because they're opening the doors for somebody else, maybe your daughter, your son. They're showing what is possible. That if this is your dream, you can aspire to do this as well. They're giving other people permission to do the same. And that's what I love about Beyonce. I'll never understand how our people can hate her so much, because there's so much hate when it comes to her from even our people. And I don't know if they just feel like because she doesn't share her private life, or they feel like she's perfect, or I don't understand where the disconnect is at. Besides the she works with the devil, da 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 da. Where's the facts? Where's the facts, people? It's not about the lady is gifted and talented. She don't bother nobody, and she has done this on her own to be as big as she is. So why would you not want to celebrate that type of excellence and achievement? It's a beautiful thing, because we don't have many that look like us that are elevating on that type of level, on that frequency in their career for the world to see. We don't have too many. So when we get them, I feel like we should be able to give them their flowers. Like Michael Jackson, that era, I'm sure that was an amazing, beautiful era, and people showed up and showed out because, wow, this black man was able to do all of this. That's how I feel, that's why I want to be able to support and be in the building and just take it all in, because this doesn't happen often for us. We come and we go, or we stay stagnant. We don't get to reach those higher heights. Some people are comfortable there. Some people continue to fight 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years and never get there. So when it does happen, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, whether your goal is to be a CEO of a company, the principal of the school, to own your own business, to own that company, to be the supervisor, to be the lead position, to do whatever it is, once you get there, it's a beautiful thing, because you've worked to get there. And you've had to work a little bit more harder than somebody that doesn't look like you to be in that position. So why not celebrate? Why not show up and show support? We don't have to agree with everything. Because we're not gonna like everything that people do. Hell, we don't even like everything that we do ourselves. We don't even like that. But to see that nobody is actually hurting someone, because that's where I draw the line. If you out here hurting people, intentionally hurting folks, you're a nasty person, you're a mean individual, there's no support for me. I don't care who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's about being a good person, not a perfect person, because a perfect person is not a good person, and a good person is not a perfect person, because there is no perfect person. That doesn't exist. But a good person is a good person. That's what does exist. That does not mean you don't make mistakes. But if you got a good heart and you're a good person, that speaks for itself. So shout out to Chris Brown in the Breezy Bowl with Summer Walker and Bryson Tiller. Definitely planning on trying to go see the Mercedes-Benz Atlanta date. And you should go out and celebrate this young man too. Well, ain't no young man now. We all about the same. So yeah. Go and celebrate this man and give him his flowers, and do the same when it comes to Beyonce, do the same when it comes to Usher, even Kendrick Lamar, you got Drake, and even though I'm not a fan of Nicki Minaj, if that's what you like and you want to celebrate, but nah, I'll take that back because that's a nasty person. Forget I said that. But yeah, congratulations, Chris Brown. I hope you have a successful tour, man. And let's just have an amazing summer. Let's get out here and have an amazing summer. In the next video, I'm going to talk about things that have been transpiring that can possibly keep us from having an amazing summer. Because there's been a lot going on and it hasn't even gotten hot yet. Yeah, yikes. So thank you so much for watching. If you feel the need to respond, drop down in the comments. We'd love to read what you have to say. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. God bless. Peace.